Hello, my name is Gus. I really wanted to be here today to tell you about my experience with Synergistic Life Services and, more importantly, how they redirected my retirement strategy so I could increase contributions, reduce my taxable income, all the while still allowing me to pursue my business goals. I'm a restaurateur. I own and manage restaurants, and I've been in this business my entire life. My parents ran a restaurant, so did their parents, and that's where I learned everything I know about the business. Now, there were some really tough times in the beginning, but after about 5 years or so, we were finally in a strong position financially. Our profits were consistently good, and we started to get that itch where we began having discussions with potential investors about opening a second restaurant. While I was able to secure several investors, I was also putting in some of my own money to move the project along more quickly and at the scale that I wanted. It was all very exciting, but it was also extremely stressful as I thought about my family's current financial status and our potential for retirement. I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew, but I also knew I had to do something to make certain that I wasn't risking our future. I'm usually a pretty big risk taker. But at one point, I seriously considered foregoing the second restaurant because I was so worried about losing our initial investment and what that would do to our family. That's when I happened to meet Jeff at the restaurant. He was dining with a mutual friend who introduced us, and needless to say, I took full advantage of having an expert in the house. Within a few days, I had a meeting scheduled so he could begin helping me figure out how I could manage all of my plans without costing me any new investment or by putting my family at risk. It took a bit of doing, but Jeff found a few assets in my portfolio that weren't really giving me the best return. He convinced me that money could be doing much more for the long haul and showed me how we could reallocate those into a new all-inclusive retirement plan called Roth Squared. Roth Squared is designed to match an individual's contribution by 300% through outside financing. It essentially borrows money from someplace else so that I can make more contributions to my retirement plan than other plans allow. I didn't even know that was possible. By leveraging bank financing, Roth Squared provides 60 to 75% of my total premiums. All I had to do was apply my reallocated assets into individual contributions for the next 5 years, and that's it. There was no new net cost to me whatsoever. And once I finish that 5-year commitment, the outside financing will continue funding the remaining contributions required to the plan. Once the lender's note is satisfied, the rest is left entirely for tax-free supplemental income growth. Now, most retirement plans are taxed as ordinary income. So when you retire, you and your family can end up seeing about a 70% reduction in your lifestyle. That's clearly not what we wanted. Roth Squared allowed us to offset that with a 25-year tax-free benefit withdrawal system. With our investment and the additional 300% match, we'll be able to create an additional $72,000 in supplemental annual income. My traditional plans simply will not do that. Now, we launched the second restaurant a few months ago, and we're off to a good start, much better than the first time. This has been my dream, and I honestly don't know if I would have made the leap if it hadn't been for Jeff and Synergistic. They provided a very clear picture of our financial health, any potential risks we needed to understand, and built a solid roadmap to a more than comfortable retirement. And it all started with a simple conversation over dinner. We are very grateful to Synergistic.